Coming up on this week's episode of Theme Park Worldwide the Show, I'm going to be talking all about the future of Space Mountain at Disneyland Paris. Along with that, I'm going to be sharing a construction update on a brand new Mack Megacoaster opening in Australia. And along with that, is this the best ever Disney animatronic? I'm going to be talking all about the brand new Avatar Land opening later this month at Walt Disney World in Florida. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, this is Theme Park Worldwide the Show, and that means it's time to cue those titles. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the show, brought to you here from the world of theme parks. Now, in terms of Theme Park Worldwide, we've had quite a few new videos go online throughout the past week. Of course, we had our main vlog from Liseberg over in Sweden. We had an absolutely fantastic trip, me and Martin out there, and as you can see from the vlog, it was absolutely awesome. Plenty of on and off-ride footage in that vlog. Like I said in the last week's episode of the show, we didn't actually get to ride Loki, the new attraction for this year, but it did open over the weekend, and I know a few people who were out there to try it, and they said it was absolutely awesome. They said it was basically like Maelstrom, but even more crazy, even more intense. So I'd like to get back out to Liseberg later this year. I'll have to see on that one. But yeah, make sure you check out the vlog. It was an absolutely fantastic trip, and it's also our longest ever Liseberg vlog here on our YouTube channel. Of course, it was our third time going to the park. It was absolutely awesome. It was great to get back on Helix, so make sure you do check it out for plenty of on-ride footage, laughs, and even more from that brilliant trip over to Sweden. We also had our new Q&A video go online just a couple of days ago. Yes, Mr. Leewood himself was here at the World of Theme Parks a few days ago. We answered 30 of your questions. Now, we actually had over 500 questions sent in over across on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Across all three, over 500 questions. That is so many. Just to hear me and Lee ramble on, it still took us nearly an hour to film that video, but I was quite surprised we managed to do it in one take. With me and Lee, anything can happen, anything goes. We kept rambling on, we answered all your questions, and I do hope you enjoyed it. It was great to have Lee here, and make sure you do check out that video. It only went online a couple of days ago here on the channel, so I hope you really enjoy it. We've had a few more on and off ride videos go online across the past few days. No episode of Planet Coaster yet, but trust me, it is coming. I've been working so much on the park the past few days to get the buildings finished and get ready to open the park. So in this episode, you're going to get to see me doing them final preparations, and towards the end of the episode, opening the park for the first time and seeing how it copes with guests inside. Keep my fingers crossed. So yeah, it's very exciting stuff with Planet Coaster, but stay tuned, it is coming, I do promise. It's just so time consuming. Of course, I'll be working full time. I work 4 days a week, and then of course I have to run Theme Park Worldwide, go and see friends, Charlotte, all that kind of stuff. So there is so much going on in my life, but I do try my hardest to get the Planet Coaster episodes out there. It's like with an episode of the show, I can write the script in about 15 minutes, come down here, film the show. Overall, it doesn't take more than about an hour, whereas with an episode of Planet Coaster, of course, I love putting so much detail into the park. It can take me maybe 2 nights, about maybe spread across maybe 9-10 hours to actually record an episode, and then I've got to edit it and put it on, add music to it, that kind of stuff. So Planet Coaster is a really time consuming project that over the closed season I had so much time for. Now we're in season, I've said this plenty of times, but it's no excuse really, I know, but I do try my best with it. I know it's been over 2 weeks, so bear with me with this one. I know I've said it a lot, but please just bear with me with Planet Coaster, because another episode is coming in the next couple of days here on our YouTube channel. In fact, as soon as I finish this, I'm going back inside and I'm going to be playing Planet Coaster tonight, so I'm very excited to get back on it. So let's kick straight in then. A little bit of news off the rails. Here we go. Now, Disneyland Paris is a park that I fell in love with when I first went as a kid. I went in the early 2000s and it was my first ever Disney park. It was fantastic to get out there and see it all. Of course, seeing Walt Disney Studios being built at the time as well, and going back and visiting that. You know, absolutely love Disneyland Paris. I've loved it since I was a kid. And like I say, a lot of people went over to Florida and did that as their first Disney park. Me, yes, I did Paris, and then I went over to Florida to do that, and then California, and of course later this month. God, it's weird saying that we're in the same month now. we've got our big Asia mega trip where I'm going to get to do the final 3 Disney parks that I need to do. You got Shanghai, which is the newest one, Hong Kong, and then also Tokyo as well with the 2 parks there is there. I'm so excited for Disney Sea. It's going to be amazing. But yes, Disneyland Paris, so much development going on. It first opened 25 years ago, back in 1992. Now in 1995 it opened Space Mountain, a fantastic ride inspired by Jules Verne, all the different theming all around there. It looks fantastic. I love that steampunk style effect, and ever since I was a kid I loved going in that queue line and seeing the rocket, all the mist and smoke coming out, and especially at night just launching up there, all the sort of neon lighting there is around it. I loved it so much since I was a kid. Then back in 2005, they updated it to Space Mountain Mission 2. At the time I was a bit concerned, but once I got on it I was like, you know what, I quite like this. I still preferred the original, but I loved the soundtrack. I did prefer the music actually on Mission 2. I know that's debatable. Comment below actually, what are your thoughts on the 2 different versions? And then like I say, last year they announced that for this year, for the 25th anniversary, that we were going to have Hyperspace Mountain. Now I did Hyperspace Mountain out in California for the first time in 2015. Yeah, really enjoyed it. However, the fact it's come to Disneyland Paris, I've been a bit sceptical because of course the other Space Mountains, it's all sort of, it's white, isn't it? So they can project onto it and it kind of fits with Star Wars. They put all the blue lighting on there and things and it really does fit. With this being more different colours involved, of course, you've got like more the blues, the golds, the silvers on the building. I just don't think it really fits. And I thought this ever since we saw that sign out the front. Didn't look too bad, but I thought, you know what? I don't think it's going to be amazing. Anyway, now we've seen pictures of it. It has soft opened this week. However, this is quite funny actually. It's soft opened with no lights on at all inside. It is pitch black. You do get to ride on the brand new trains that I'll show you the images of in a moment for those of you that have not seen them. And you also get the music from Space Mountain Mission 2. So yeah, very interesting to see. Let's talk a bit about these new trains before I go on to my thoughts and the overall feel of Hyperspace Mountain in Paris. But here we go. So here's a little look at the trains. I've got a few different images to show you here. So you got the first one just there, really showing an overview of the train. Look at the back of those, all the different padding, like all the like red padding. It looks fantastic. Really, really nice they are. Very Jules Verne as well, which makes me think, leads me on to say, is this going to last? Is this going to be just a temporary overlay, and then we're going to see Jules Verne star, you know, back? It'd be fantastic. I mean, Star Wars has really sort of taken over. I'd like to see Space Mountain back and Star Wars pushed to one side, but who knows? Comment below. I'd be really interested to see. A few more images just scrolling past here of it. I mean, look at that, the blue and the gold. It's really nice on there. It's definitely very Jules Verne inspired. So yeah, could we maybe see a return of the original Space Mountain at Disneyland Paris in '95? It'd be very interesting to see, and I'm interested to know what you guys think. Now, in terms of this, I'm not a massive fan of it going in. Like I say, now I was interested at first, but now I've seen this, I'm thinking, you know what? The trains look gorgeous, and they fit with it all so much. But I don't like, in the station they've got basically all flags hanging down, they've plastered the logo on like old signs and stuff. I'm just not a big fan of it at all, so hopefully this is an overlay for the 25th celebrations at Disneyland Paris, and then for next year we'll maybe see the ride go back to Space Mountain. Who knows, or maybe Mission 3. Who knows what's going to happen, but comment below. I'm very interested to see what you guys think on that one. Now, even more news from Disney. Now, this is coming from the Walt Disney World Resort, of course, over in Florida. It's fantastic. I've been there 3 times now. I know a lot of you have been there, a lot more than that. People have been going since they were a kid. I know in terms of Walt Disney World, I do really enjoy it. The Magic Kingdom Park itself, I do think is the weakest out of the 3 that I've done, but it is fantastic. It's the busiest theme park out there, and like I say, it might not be my favourite version of Magic Kingdom, but it's still very, very impressive and one of the best theme parks in the world. It's just I do prefer Disneyland Park in Disneyland Paris because of the theming and the feel of it, and Disneyland in California, mainly because of it's quite small and quite quaint, and I do prefer the attractions in there. I think they are higher quality. I mean, it's got Indiana Jones, for God's sake, it's brilliant. But anyway, what I'm going to show you now is potentially and debatably the best ever Disney animatronic. Now, this is located in the brand new Avatar Land that opens on May the 27th, so not long to go. I mean, you've got, like I say, the Space Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain in Paris, which opens this Sunday, the 7th of May. Then you've got this coming just 20 days later over at Avatar Land. Disneyland. Now a lot of the big websites and stuff have all been invited down there over in Florida to go and check it out. Unfortunately, with us not being over there, it's something what we couldn't go and sort of see and preview, but it does look absolutely awesome. And I'm going to show you a video, it's only about 30 seconds long, from Disney themselves, showing this brand new animatronic. Now it's a Shaman animatronic, which is located right at the end of the Na'vi River ride. It looks stunning. There's two attractions. You've got the Na'vi River ride and then Flight of Passage located within this area, along with new restaurants, shops, all the floating rock work and waterfalls. It looks absolutely breathtaking. You've probably all seen images of it so far, but some of you might not have seen this animatronic. Here's a short video and this will blow you away. When I first saw it the other day, I thought, wow, here it is. Wow, how awesome is that animatronic? I mean, I absolutely love Ursula, which was done a few years ago, of course, over in the Magic Kingdom, where you've got Ursula sat there in one of the scenes on the Little Mermaid ride. But yeah, that just tops it for me. It looks absolutely stunning. Definitely, in my opinion, the best Disney animatronic they've ever done. But there is other animatronics featured within Avatar Land. There's one like in water, which looks fantastic. I believe that's in the queue line for Flight of Passage. I've talked quite a bit about that, but it is basically a soaring style ride. In front of a big screen. However, with this one, instead of you actually sort of just sitting there and it tilting a little bit, you sit on like a motorbike which moves out. That's my way to describe it, like a bike what moves out and you see all the screen around you. So it looks really, really good. I've been watching a few POVs what people have done, and of course with a ride like that it's hard to judge it from a POV, but it does look great, and the whole feel of this area, it looks absolutely fantastic. Me personally, I think this will be the best themed area we've ever seen at a theme park. It does look stunning. It opens May the 27th, and make sure you guys go and check it out over in Florida. I don't think I'm going to get out there this year, unfortunately, due to everything else going on in Asia and various other bits. But if you do go out there, make sure you send any review and we'll share it here on the show. It does look stunning. The Na'vi River Ride Adventure, it's quite short. It's only just over 3 minutes long, but it looks stunning. Of course, you've got that big animatronic. It looks very similar to Pirates of the Caribbean over at Shanghai Disneyland. It's got a mixture of screens, animatronics, immersive theming, and it is the boat ride. It looks stunning, and all the lighting and planting, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and some of the creatures you'll find in there. It does look great, and I hope anybody who goes there this year really does enjoy it. That's enough about Disney then for now. My final bit of news is coming from Australia. God, that was a bad impression, wasn't it? It is as bad as Anton Deck on Saturday Night Takeaway. This on a brand new Mack Megacoaster, which is set to open later this year at Warner Brothers Movie World in Australia. So construction continues. I must say I really like the colour schemes of this one. Here's a couple of images I'm going to show you guys. Of course, Mack Megacoaster started with Blue Fire over at Europa Park. They then since went to do some of the best ones out there. Of course, we've got our very own Icon here in the UK opening next year at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Of course, you've got Helix over at Leesburg, where it was last week. So many of these rides popping up now. I'm not too sure on the exact number of Mack Megacoasters, but there's definitely a lot, and it's definitely a very increasing number, which is very good to see. But yeah, look at these images. You know, construction's really coming on. I love that sort of purpley track colour you've got there with the supports and things. It really looks nice off-ride. And as much as I don't think I'm going to be getting to Australia anytime soon, it's definitely there on my bucket list of parks to do. I've got a massive document on my computer with all the different parks I'd like to do, and this is one of them. It does look stunning, and hopefully I'll get out there at some point in the next few years. Mr. Lee Wood himself's been to Australia a few times actually, and he's been to the park and done the Scooby-Doo coaster over there in Australia. So there's a few theme parks to do out there, a few different ones. It looks fantastic. I've not done loads of research myself on it over there, but it does look great, and I'd love to go and see all the Gold Coast, the beaches. It does look stunning. But yeah, this could potentially be a hypercoaster. I mean, we haven't got the exact figures on it yet, but it could be over 200 foot, making it similar to one that opened in China last year. So yeah, it could be a hypercoaster we see here. But no matter what, it is opening later this year. Track's really coming on there. It's coming together really nicely. So it'd be interesting to see the end result on this brand new ride over at Warner Brothers Movie World over in Australia. That is all for this week's news off the rails. Now I know this one, a lot of people didn't get this coaster right. So let's find out what it is. This week's Name That Coaster.
You're like a roller coaster, move and shake me side to side. Yes, then I know, but I make it be right. Like a roller coaster.
So yeah, Yes, name that coaster. A lot of people really did struggle with this one last week. I was quite surprised actually. Bear in mind it featured in a vlog of ours on the channel from last year. It's a roller coaster located in Europe that I've been on. It is in Spain, and in particular in Madrid. So a lot of you are thinking, oh, there's two parks in Madrid. It was actually from Park Attractions and Abismo, which is a Marathon X-Car coaster. It was actually really good, really enjoyable, this one. It's the one that's got the vertical lift and it takes you round into an inversion, a couple of airtime hills, shoots you back through the station. You know, it's absolutely fantastic ride out there. So make sure you do check out our vlog from last year when we went over there to Park Attractions. We also did Park Warner for the first time, and it was great. We had a fantastic trip out there to go and see those rides. But yeah, there you go. It was Abismo. Well done to anyone who got that right. When I say Abismo, a lot of people probably want to say abysmal. It's definitely not abysmal. I thought it was going to be. I remember having a little joke at the time thinking, oh, it's going to be abysmal, and it wasn't. It was actually a really good coaster for Marathon. So check out the vlog and our on and off ride videos on the channel from that one. So that leads us on to this week's Name That Coaster. I'm going to give you no clues with this one. I think a lot of people will get this one right. So here we go, let's go straight into it. Here's your clip for this week's Name That Coaster. And remember, it's just for fun. Stop the clip. There we go, that was very high pitch, wasn't it? There we go, that's this week's Name That Coaster. Remember, it is just for fun. Comment down below. I'll always help you out down there in the comments as well if you do seem to be struggling. I'll never give you the exact what it is, but I may hint towards a manufacturer or a park or maybe a country what it's in. So make sure you do look down below for some advice with that one. And thank you very much to everyone that comments and gets involved. I'm really glad that I brought this section back. It's great to see so many of you enjoying it. And the show's going down really well so far. Of course, we're into May now. The summer theme park season is just around the corner now, so it'll be time to get our shorts on, hopefully, weather permitting, get out to those parks, and of course have a great time over summer. Lots of vlogs, lots of content to come here on Theme Park Worldwide, so stay with us throughout the year, and of course our massive Asian mega trip to come in just a few weeks' time. I can't believe it's that close. I need to sort out the flight details. Welcome to Merch Paradise. Sorry about the cheesy dancing there, it just had to be done. Now this is quite a special piece of merchandise. I say merchandise, this is something I got for free actually on the last day of an iconic ride here in the UK. It was in 2008 at Alton Towers and the closure of the iconic corkscrew. It lasted for 28 years, it opened back in 1980 and it closed in 2008 to make way for a brand new ride manufactured by Intamin, of course, that was 13, what opened in 2010. Now this is a certificate to certify that I was there, one of the last riders there at Alton Towers, and it's really nice, laminated certificate there. It's got my name at the top here, and it actually was signed by the divisional director at the time at Alton Towers, Russell Barnes himself. God, they were the days of Alton Towers. I used to love 2000 to about 2008, 2009. I really enjoyed them years at Alton Towers, and as much as the 90s were even better than that, me being a teenager, having an annual pass and going up there then, they were my golden years, and the place has changed so much, but there you go, that's the certifying. Of course, you have the classic retro Alton Towers logo there with the corkscrew on top as well, so that's a really nice certificate. Something quite nice to have here at the World of Theme Parks. I was actually lucky enough at the time because I knew quite a lot of people there. It's weird to think I now work there, and I knew all these staff at the time, but they did give me a few different copies of this. I've actually got a few somewhat a blank as well, so definitely worth saving for future reference, and of course to keep here at the World of Theme Parks. There we go. If you do have any very interesting merchandise, make sure you do send it in for TVW Showcase. I'm looking for things that are a bit unique, something maybe I haven't got, or if you've been to a park that I've not, send in your merchandise for TVW Showcase. All you need to do is send it in as a private message on our Facebook page and also over on Instagram.
Questions, questions, questions everywhere.
Welcome to question time. Now before we get started with 4 questions this week, remember to keep them coming in over on our Facebook page. Charlotte will get back to you and we'll pick the best ones out and we'll put them here in Theme Park Worldwide, the show. Question 1 is from Tyler. Hello Tyler, who was asked, what is my favourite dual lift hill coaster? It's a tough one. I mean, dual launch coaster, I can tell you straight away. Number 2, Helix. And of course number 3, Taron. So yeah, they're my top 3 coasters. Of course, Shambhala number 1, and then you've got Helix and Taron. So they're dual launch, but in terms of a dual lift hill, it's going to have to be Expedition Everest over at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Florida. It is gorgeous, and to be honest, you look at it and you think, oh, it's a family coaster, it's not going to be that intense. On the Helix, when you come out down that drop and bend back round into the mountain, it is really actually quite intense, and you get some great G-force. Also on the backward section, when you turn around to the left-hand side, just before sort of going again onto the brakes and watching the projections of the Yeti, it is quite an intense ride, especially on the back row. So yeah, Expedition Everest, and of course the theming, it's a gorgeous ride, and make sure you get out to Animal Kingdom. So much to see out there. It is one of my favourite parks in the world. So much to see out there. Go and see Animal Kingdom, it's gorgeous. So thanks for your question. Louis has asked, Hero or Infusion, which one do I least like? I'd always say Infusion, but then when I first rode Hero, I thought, you know what, this is the ride I can't stand at all. So it's the only one of those I've done, a Zamperla Volair flying coaster, and I'm glad it's the only one I've done because I hate it. So it's Hero. Thanks for your question there, Louis. Isaac has asked, what ride would I remove from Portaventura if I had to? Al Diablo, Tren de la Mina, or Furious Baco? Definitely Al Diablo. I mean, as much as it's a reasonably good family coaster, apart from when it breaks, you go down up a lift hill, then down and dropping into a break. I've mentioned it in the vlog. Check it out from a few weeks back. We were having a little moan and groan about that one. But yeah, Furious Baco, I've got a bit of a soft spot for it. I mean, I do quite like it. I know that's controversial, but the launch on that thing's amazing. It's 10 years old soon as well in June. So yeah, what a fantastic ride Baco is. I would keep it at the park. Yes, it's rough, but if you sit in the right place, you're in for a good experience in my eyes. So there you go. Final question then comes in from Brendan. Hi Brendan, who has asked, what is the best themed coaster I've ever ridden? It is going to of course be Taron at Fantasyland. It is a massive thrill coaster, all that interaction, tunnels, rock work, it is stunning. I mean, you look at that rock work, you think, where the hell do you start in planning a ride like that? It crosses over each other a stupid amount of times. It's a double launch, the second launch is amazing with the waterfall next to it, the station itself, and the best thing is it's all real sort of rock work. It's not like fiberglass style, yeah, it's properly done, concreted on. All the woodwork's nice as well. It's not made of like a polystyrene like the theming at Portaventura. It is a brilliant, stunning ride, and that'll be standing for years to come. Fantasyland's gorgeous. We'll be back there on the channel in September, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, definitely Taron, the multi-launch coaster manufactured by Intamin over at Fantasyland. Keep your questions coming in, and I'll share 4 more on next week's episode of the show. It's now time for TVW Showcase. I'll start now. Now each week I'm saying how TVW Showcase keeps getting more and more content sent in. This week of course is no different. So much to share this week, so I'm going to kick straight in with some photos. So firstly we've got Keelan with a big one on-ride photo from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Thanks for sending that in there, Keelan. Next up then we've got Cal with a Swarm on-ride photo. Love the Swarm at Thorpe Park. We've then got Luke who had a photo with myself and Martin Hotwood. Great to meet you. We've got Chloe with a Speed on-ride photo there as well. We've got Ryan then next with a Splash Mountain on-ride photo from Disney. I love Splash Mountain, what a fantastic flume attraction. All the dark ride sections, and my favourite bit, the big Mississippi showboat at the end. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. So there we go. Next up we've got Louis who had a photo here with me. Also then we've got Georgia just here as well, so thanks for sharing those guys. Next up then we've got Amy who sent in this photo of her daughter who had a photo there with me. Oh, it was great to see you there. Next up then we've got Vanu outside Chiapas over in Fantasyland. I do apologise if I said your name wrong there, I am awful. Chiapas had some great improvements for this year, loving the new entrance as well, so again, back it there in September, can't wait to see it all. We've got Lily May and Oliver, oh these were great to meet, and here they are, who had a photo there with me. We've got Mia, who also had a photo there, so thanks for sending in that one, great to meet you Mia. Brandon has got a photo here from the Adventure Tree at Chessington, so thanks for sharing that. Kira has also got a photo here from the tree, so thanks for sharing that one too. Adam has got a photo at the London Dungeon. Love the London Dungeon. I sat right here next to my London Dungeon stocks. Make sure you check out our merchandise video here on the channel where I show you everything that I have got, or everything within reason anyway, here at the World of Theme Parks. So thanks for sharing that one. Nextly then, we've got your merch. We've got Jamie, who's got a t-shirt and merch collection, so thanks for sharing that one. Elizabeth just here, who's got some vampire merchandise to share with you guys. So thanks for sending that one in there, Elizabeth. Christian with a Thunderbolt selection of merchandise. Moving on from Christian to David, who's got a mug from Saw the Ride, so thanks for sharing that. We've got Amy with a rock and roll and metal plate, so thanks for sharing that one. Andrew's got an on-ride photo collection here as well. Moving on from Andrew, we've got Harry just here with some merchandise to share. Finally, your TPW birthdays for this week. Firstly, we've got Owen Holt. We've also got Logan and Ellie as well. So happy birthday to all three of you from us all here at Theme Park Worldwide, the show. Thank you very much for watching another episode here on the channel. I can't believe we're in May already. We've got so much exciting content, including 2 brand new vlogs this weekend. Me and Charlotte are going to be down south. We're going to be visiting Chesterton World of Adventures on Saturday and Legoland for the first time this year on Sunday. So stay tuned on the channel for 2 brand new videos next week. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke. Thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide, the show, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys. Have an awesome week.